Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is by any means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It's much appreciated. Hey y'all, I just want to say, man, I'm a little scared for Errol Spence, man. I'm a little scared for Errol Spence, especially off his last performance. It makes me nervous, man. Especially with the big layoff again, another big layoff, a year and some change, and he's already talking about retirement. And I just feel as though after what we saw with Deontay Wilder, man, it ain't never a good situation when a fighter is already thinking about retirement. And every time that we see a fighter even talk about retirement or talking about maybe this could be his last one, it usually don't go well. And Sebastian Fundora is a tough fight. I mean, a man is what, 8 inches taller than a man, 9 inches taller than a man, arm reach, ridiculous. And if he fights the fight that he should fight, it's going to be tough for Errol Spence, especially if Errol has not drastically improved from when we saw him last. Y'all know Errol Spence is my second favorite fighter, y'all. Y'all know that's my dog. Y'all know that's my guy. But at the end of the day, I got to be real and I got to be honest because I mean, we only got to be honest with ourselves. And I don't appreciate that a lot of sports fans and boxing fans, they're not honest with their favorite fighters, man. And they make them think that they the best thing ever. You got Deontay Wilder fans out here that was always defending him in everything that he's ever done. And when you constantly defending somebody, you're never giving them room and not holding them accountable. You never give them room to grow. You never give them room to be exactly what they should be. If Errol Spence ain't been putting, I don't even like Errol Spence taking that layoff, letting his body get out of shape or any of that or any of it. Because at the end of the day, y'all, you got to understand this, man. This is boxing is a blood in, blood out sport. Ain't nobody gonna wait for you to recover. Ain't nobody gonna wait for you to get better. For Sebastian Fundora gonna feel like this is his biggest moment in his career to go out there and beat the biggest name of his career, especially after having a controversial win with Tim Tszyu. And he know if he beat Errol Spence at AT&T Stadium and do it in drastic fashion, that is going to boost his name up, period. And that just is what it is, y'all. We have to be honest about that. We have to admit to that. And we have to see that, man. And coming from just my perspective of me being a real Errol fan, Errol has to get drastically better at a lot of things he do. It looked like his speed has took a hit. I even seen Errol hitting the mitts, and it didn't look right, man. He looked slow. He looked lethargic. He looked. He just looked like, man, he's been through a lot. But I don't even give people that excuse. I'm not the guy that's going to be like, well, he was in 2 car accidents, then retire. Then I don't care about what you've been through. You can't want people to pay and buy a product, but you want to have an excuse about why you aren't going to perform at the level at which we expect of you. Then you need to take exhibition fights or something and say, listen, y'all, I ain't got it like I used to. Do what Floyd Mayweather's doing. You can do that. I don't give these boxers an excuse. I don't care what happened outside of the ring. All I care about is what happens inside of the ring. Because this is the decision that you're choosing to make to provide for your family, to provide for yourself, to get notoriety. Me as a fan, I don't benefit from you being successful or not. I don't benefit at all. If anything, I'm just helping you become successful. I'm not benefiting as a boxing fan. So you owe me, though. That's what you owe. That's what every boxer owes their boxing fans, is to put out the best possible performance, to be 100% healthy or as healthy as they can be, to not be hindered in that ring. That's what's much needed at the end of the day, man. And I just don't like Errol Spence floating, even talking about retirement. You just got beat up by Bud Crawford. You should have been thinking about that and made that decision after fighting Bud. You've had enough time to do that. If you're going to get in the ring with Sebastian Fundora, I don't want to hear about retirement or nothing. This is not basketball where you go on a farewell tour. It's not the same thing, y'all. I'm scared for my man my man health. I'm scared for my man's legacy. I'm scared for His psyche, I'm scared for a lot of different things, man, because when you get beat up in the fashion that he got beat up by Bud Crawford, that changes people, man. That changes people. And it's not even like I have seen anything after that that has made me say, okay, Errol got it back a little bit. If anything, what I've seen is he's taken a step backwards. Derrick James is not his trainer no more. He went his whole career with one trainer, took the biggest loss of his life. Now he got a new trainer, and the first fight is against a guy that's 9 inches taller than you. When your fighting style is not conducive to somebody that can break a Sebastian Fundora down, we don't even know, and you're moving to a different weight division. Let's talk about that too, y'all. And he's moving up. So I don't even know how much or how not your power going to be there or not. If you still going to have the same explosion, is you still going to be A1 from day one? Is you going to be that Errol Spence that we've seen against Sean Porter or Kell Brook or any of those guys? You need that Errol Spence to come out and beat Sebastian Fundora, because he may not be better than those guys, but his physical attributes and ability makes it even that much worse for you. Yeah, he don't might not have to have the same skills that those guys got, but he's 9 inches taller. He's much harder to hit. Sebastian Fundora can punch. He can knock you out. And he showed me against Tim Tszyu that he was able to make adjustments. He still tried to fight on the inside, but not as much as we was used to him seeing him fight on the inside. Because he a smart man. He know against Tim Tszyu, you would have been knocked out trying to do that all night. So yes, I am scared. I'm not a Devin Haney fan or Shakur. I am a Shakur Stevenson fan, but I'm not their fan base where all they do is make excuses for their favorite fighters. This is why y'all rock with Dame. This is why y'all rock with me, because I'm Mr. Consistency. I don't make excuses for my favorite fighters or any of that. But yeah, y'all, we just gotta Earl Spence, man, he just gotta come back and just come back better than ever, y'all. And it just is what it is. If he don't come back better than ever, it's just I fear for the man, unfortunately, because you don't play boxing. You don't play boxing, and it's a life or death sport. And like I said, he took a real beating the last time he fought. He took a real beating. And when you get beat that badly, it does a thing to your psyche, man. And the fact that he's already talking about retirement makes me think, how focused are you in fighting? How focused are you on being a champion? How focused are you on being the best person that you could possibly be? We don't know. So it's just at the end of the day, it's kind of hard, man, to sit up there and say what Earl Spence will do, what he won't do. But like I said, I am concerned for him, because at the end of the day, um, you got to be on your game in this boxing, this sport of boxing, man. You got to be on your game. You have to be on your game, especially against somebody like Sebastian Fundora that's trying to make a name for himself. He's not going to take it easy on you, take it light, care about none of that. And that's why I tell y'all that I don't care about any of that stuff, because your opponent's not going to care about it. Your opponent not going to care about any of that. He trying to make a name. You need to be 100% focused on the sport. If you going to retire, you do that. You make that decision when you don't have a fight coming up, but you do not speak on these type of things prior to another major fight that you going to happen. That out of every fight that you've ever been in, you're going to be at the biggest physical disadvantage that you've ever had. Unfortunately. So you just got to do what you got to do, man, in this sport of boxing. And I'm scared for Errol Spence. I'm not these other fan bases that lie for their favorite fighter or make narratives about their favorite fighter, or just tell them sweet nothings. Like y'all did Devin Haney, like y'all did Deontay Wilder. I refuse to do that disservice to somebody that I claim I really like, that I claim I want to see be the best, that I claim I really want to be the best at the sport, but then I don't hold him accountable for nothing that he does, or tell him he looks amazing when he don't. I save that for y'all. Errol Spence really has a lot to prove in this fight, and this fight will tell us a lot, but I will be lying to you if I said I wasn't scared for the man. That would not be no truth. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared for the man. I'm petrified for the man, to be honest, Because if Sebastian front door goes in there and bloody him up and knocks him out, then what do that mean now, yo? You understand? Then maybe you really should retire. But then you're gonna have people question it. Well, he was talking about retiring before then. That's why you shouldn't be talking about retire. You're gonna have people having these conversations just like we doing now, unfortunately. So y'all know what this is, man. Sorry about the pause in the middle. Stuff was going on. People trying to talk to me and stuff like that. But y'all, I'm sorry. You already know what it is, man. Dean by any means. And I'll holla at y'all.